Thumbcoast TV and WGRT bring you St. Clair County at the Mackinac Policy Conference. Sponsored by the Community Foundation of St. Clair County, Michigan Mutual, and Eastern Michigan Bank.
Hi, I'm Michael Hensley with Thumbcoast TV. We're back at the Mackinac Policy Conference here at the Grand Hotel, Mackinac Island. With me is Lieutenant Governor Garland Gilchrist. Lieutenant Governor, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing well. You know, this is such a great event. There's folks from both sides of the aisle, all sectors of the economy, coming to the island to do one thing, and that's collaborate.
Yes.
Can you talk about the importance of collaboration in government and how that translates into collaborating with folks to drive an economy forward?
Look, we are all connected here in the state of Michigan. We have a future that we're going to walk into together. And one of the real privileges I've had is serving as Lieutenant Governor alongside Governor Whitmer, is I've had a chance to spend time in all 83 counties of Michigan 3 or more times. Well, this conference also brings people from every part of the state, as you mentioned, and we have to recognize that, you know, we have to work together so that we can enter into the future together and win that future together. So I think always recognizing that we all have a role to play, we all have something to contribute, and we all have something that we can accomplish better if we work together. That's what the best version of this conference is all about. That. So I'm glad to be up here again to be able to participate in it.
Yeah, and I think, you know, the tone of collaboration is great. And I think really looking at everybody here, everybody's under the mindset that they want to work together to get things done, especially at this conference.
You know, I hope so, and I certainly think that energy now needs to be brought back home. It needs to be brought into Lansing so we can make sure that we, you know, deal with the priorities of the people of Michigan, lowering costs, having more affordable housing, delivering on child care for parents. And these are things that Michigan families talk about every day, and we want to make sure that everyone is pointing in the same direction on that. And that's why I hope that collaborative spirit shows up in the budget process. It needs to be done by the end of next month and things like that.
Well, and there's really an underlying tone in the conversation you're having as you've announced that you're running for governor.
Yes.
How's that campaign going?
It's going great. We're off to a really exciting start in these first couple of months. And, you know, what I want to share with Michiganders is, you know, I've spent the time all over Michigan. And I hear people talking about housing and health care and prices and jobs. And I'm letting them know that I'm an engineer. I'm a problem solver. I build solutions or find solutions after I listen to people and learn what's important. And folks have responded well because they want results. There are so many people in Michigan who are still frustrated because they still can't afford what they need to buy. Their kids are in a public school if they want to serve them better. And so I'm saying that I will work with you to deliver a solution because I've done so on the things that matter. On housing, I pushed the investment that's led to tens of thousands of new housing units coming online across Michigan in the last few years at a pace that we've never seen before. And I made another housing announcement just yesterday morning where one of our home builders is going to increase their output by 30% every year for the next 10 years in Michigan. That's the kind of solution-based leadership that I think Michiganders want to see.
Well, and housing is certainly a big issue, and I know that translates into St. Clair, Sanilac, and Huron County as well. You know, those announcements are really coming at a good time. For the rest of the state, you know, what does the housing solution look like outside of building homes? Is there anything else that can be done in order to push that housing conversation forward?
Yeah, it looks different in every community. You know, you have some communities that are looking for more single-family homes. Some are looking for more apartment buildings. Some are looking for workforce and seasonal housing. And so we put in place these tools that are super flexible. The announcement I made yesterday was about a tool called the Housing Tax Increment Financing Program, and that can fund all sorts of dwelling units all across Michigan, and we're putting it in place in all kinds of markets. And so I think what's important is we get an understanding from the local community about the kinds of homes that families want to see. But I know it's a real challenge that we have. For example, you know that only about 8% of the homes that first-time home buyers are single men, for example, right? So we can do things to make them more affordable, have more down payment assistance, have more programs that convert renters into buyers. We also, you know, I rolled out a program last year. It's called the Rate Relief Program. We made this innovative partnership with the Federal Reserve Bank of Indiana that if you get a mortgage through MSHDA, the Michigan State Housing Development Authority, we can actually knock up to a full percentage point off of your mortgage rate.
Wow.
What does that mean? That's like $1,500 a month on your monthly cash flow that you could save, still own a home, but be able to afford the things that you need. These are the kind of innovative solutions that I've worked to deliver, and I want to build on that foundation to have more affordable housing and more people being able to afford homes in Michigan.
Well, Lieutenant Governor, thanks for coming on. You know, we're here at Mackinac Island, and the weather's been great. This just really has a great start to summer for most of the folks here.
Yeah.
You know, our area is a great economic driver for tourism. Where's some of the favorite places that you like to travel throughout the state? You know, not as a governor, but maybe as Garland Gilchrist II, just as a resident.
Well, it's such a, we are so blessed. We're the biggest state east of the Mississippi River. We have such a diverse terrain. Just the natural resources we've been blessed to steward by God are just tremendous. But I gotta say, if I had to pick one thing, Lake of the Clouds in the Upper Peninsula, it will take your breath away. I can't encourage it enough. It's a long drive from Port Huron.
Yeah,
but it's worth it.
Well, we appreciate your time. Thank you for your recommendation.
Thank you.
And thank you again for being here in the collaborative spirit, willing to get stuff done.
Absolutely. Thank you.
And thank you for watching Thumbcoast TV here at the Mackinac Policy Conference.
To hear more from this conversation, visit thumbcoast.tv.